Hello there, villagers. Welcome back to another video here in Stacy's Random POV. If it's your first time here, hello, welcome. It is so good to see you. I hope you decide to stick around. I upload about 3 videos a week, 3 or 4, and also some shorts depending on how I'm feeling. And I do not discuss celebrity gossip in this channel or at all, and this is not to throw shade to anyone who enjoys celebrity gossip. You can enjoy whatever you want, but this is just not the channel for it. But one thing I will tell you is that after you watch and listen to my videos, it is absolutely thought-provoking. Now, with that being said, as I mentioned on my previous video, that this week I will be talking about John Smyth. And who was this gentleman? You stick around, you'll find out exactly who he is if you haven't already. But with all of the mess that's going on in England, I'm pretty sure that you guys already have an idea, especially segueing from my previous video that was about a specific topic. So now, before I get completely into this situation, I have to say that everything I'm about to say is definitively, positively, absolutely my opinion and my opinion alone based on the research I have made about this man. Now, villagers, here we go. I'm not going to take too much time. We're going to jump right into this. So, John Jackson Smyth, I apologize. He was born in Calgary, Alberta in Canada, which is a territory of England, basically. In June 27, 1941, he attended a Strathcona school, which I'm guessing was for his primary education from the years maybe that he was 7, 6, or 5. I'm not exactly sure how old kids started their education system in Canada back in the 40s. But what we do know that he started his early years of education there in Strathcona school, and then he and his family moved to the Isle of Wight, which is an island in England, where he was educated at St. Lawrence College. So this was in 1960s. After he was educated in a Strathcona school, he moved to the Isles of Wight, which sounds pretty racist, honestly. And then he attended the St. Lawrence College. Although the years are not exactly clear, they're not cleared. Really, they're not exactly clear in what year. I think that England went ahead and erased some of this information so they will not basically look bad in the eyes of the people around the world. We are certain, however, that in 1960, he went up to Trinity Hall in Cambridge to study natural science, but then a year later, next year, he switched to study law, which, okay, it makes me feel that money was no issue for his family, especially since he was able to move to England, and then he went to all of this school, St. Lawrence. We know it's a prestigious school. It's not just anybody that goes there. Well, I guess if you graduate your high school and all, you get your first diplomas, I guess you can't get there, but however, there is a certain amount of education that you must amount before being accepted to that school. Now, we're in Cambridge in Trinity Hall. He wanted to study natural science, then he switched to law in his second year, then he got his bachelor's in arts, and then his master's degree in arts. All of this in 1963. 1963, he managed to get his bachelor's in arts, then his master's in arts as well, and then his bachelor's of law, he got it in 1964. So now we're in 1964, Now we are in 1965. In 1965, he was called to bar in the inner temple, which was supposed to be an honorable society exclusively for barristers, aka lawyers, and for judges to serve the people of England and Wales. So this is what he was doing from the year 1965 all the way to the 80s. So everything what I'm about to say takes place during this time. 1965, he got the job to work in the temple, the inner temple with this man, and boom. Now he is a lawyer. Fantastic. Now, at this time, in 1979, this is when he was a Queen's Counsel. He was a member of the Queen Councils. By then, he had positions with the circuit judge where he sat in a crown court. This is where they had the wigs. And then he worked in county court as well as family court. And from 1978 to 1984, they say that he lived in Winchester and practiced law in London. So now here we are. Quick breakdown. It is now 1965. He's done with college now. Now he's working in the inner temple as a lawyer and having all of these connections with these important people, serving the people of England. So by 1979, it was only normal, according to the growth of a profession, since he's already been there past a decade, it is only normal that he's now considered a senior lawyer. So now he will be bumped up to now a Queen Counsel, because then it was under Queen Elizabeth. He has a position with the circuit judge during this entire time, so he had to go into the court, wear those wigs and all of that extra good stuff, and then he worked in county court as well as family court. And it's weird that a lot of these people that like to hurt children have so much knowledge about either family and the law. Now, 1978 to 1984, he lived in Winchester and practiced law in London. And during this time was when he met Mary Whitehouse. Mary Whitehouse had a case for blasphemy. Now, Mary Whitehouse was a trip. I'm not even going to trip. Check out her pictures. You guys let me know. I'm going to talk a little bit about her case because it intertwines with what this man was really about. Because remember, so far I haven't mentioned anything about the fact that 1968, this gentleman married somebody. There is no information about his wife. I believe her name was Josephine Ann Leggett. There is no information about Josephine. He supposedly married her in 1968, and they have 4 children together. And there is nothing so far about his children or his wife. Kaput. They do mention, however, that they had a son and 3 daughters, and that they met in 1966 and they were married by June 1st, 1968. And then that he died. That's it. They don't even mention anything else about his kids or anything else. But however, what it is being mentioned is his accolades, his work, and this case. Okay, so Miss Mary Whitehouse was a Christian woman, a heavy Christian woman whose job, her position, her title was a Christian morality campaigner. So her job was to go around and make sure that your actions were as Christian as possible, right? So the case that she was in was called Blasphemy. White House versus Lemon. In 1977, the Christian morality campaigner Miss Whitehouse sued and won the case against the Gay News newspaper editor for publishing a poem that was written by James Kirkup called The Love That Dares to Speak Its Name. So this woman had everybody on an uproar. People were out in the streets about it. They were very upset that their rights were being violated like this. And this Miss Mary Whitehouse, her concern is that it was too lewd and that you shouldn't be loud and proud when you are sinning against Christ. So she had a strong case, apparently, so she won. And because of that, again, let's remember, her lawyer that was representing her for this case was John Smyth. They won. Beautiful. So since they won that case, he then went on to represent her on another case, a new case, against the National Theater production of a play by Howard Breton called The Roman in Britain. That was the name of the play, The Roman in Britain. Because in the beginning of that play, it described and acted out man. Okay, you get it? So it explained male. So therefore, she thought, as a Christian morality campaigner, she thought she had another case here. She thought she had something else going on. Again, this woman was a piece of work. If you guys want me to do another video about her specifically, let me know in the comments down below, because, baby, she should have been investigated for abuse, because I'm pretty sure this lady beat people. She got the face that she will beat up anybody, old or young. So now, she described, I'm not saying that it's a good thing, the play describing male, right? However, it seems like this woman had her foot on everybody's neck about how to be a good Christian and how to make it to heaven. So this was in 1980s. However, by 1982, the case was dismissed. You know why the case was dismissed? Because somebody went to Smyth. They went to him and told him, we know about what you've been doing, how you've been abusing these boys. So it was while his last case with Miss Whitehouse that they came forward with all of the reports that they've had of his complaint about abusing children in the Christ of Church. He attended the Christ of Church in Winchester, which was an evangelical church of England, from November 73 to May 74. I guess this is why the years was a little off in the beginning of his life as it pertained in Wikipedia. However, it picks up from all of that after the fact that people started getting sick of him. Was hurting kids in church while he trained as a lay reader. So that made him a member of a church. Don't ask me, because like I said, I have problems with church, so I don't know what positions these exclusively have. However, he was trained to be a lay reader, and having a complete his training, he served at the Christ of Church. So this made him an office holder in the Church of England because he was a lay reader. So now, although readers are not ordained and remain part of the laity, which means consist of all members, which says that it's a religious organization. The laity consists of all members who are not part of the clergy, usually including any non-ordained member of religious order, e.g., a nun or a lay brother, in both religious and wider secular usage. A lay person. It is a person who is not qualified in a given profession. So he was literally like an honorary member, important member of the church, but he was not like anybody important exclusively. Basically, that's what I'm getting off. He was doing this in the Church of England, and he was a laity at 74. He was a member of the laity. A laity. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Laity. And then he had attempted to be ordained in York, with the diocese in York in the 80s, and the diocese of Winchester in 81, and perhaps the diocese of Oxford, but he was rejected at this time. Honestly, I think he was rejected because they knew that he was not really worthy, like trustworthy, because they knew he was a freak, basically is what I'm trying to say. So because they knew he was a freak, they didn't have a space for him. So then once all of this happened in 82, when they came out and they threatened him to leave that case, to drop that case against the play, this is when I had to basically clean house and send him to Zimbabwe, which is going to be my next part. So please make sure you subscribe. And I'm also going to get into exactly how many kids. It doesn't really say the number on Wikipedia, but I am still searching in other search engines exactly how many boys was he hurting. So yeah, the I Trust, which was an agreement that he made with the newspaper. So he made an agreement with a newspaper that he was going to drop off this case because they had too much dirt on him. So he went back to Mary and he told Mary, I'm sick. I'm too sick. I can't do this case for you, with you. I'm sorry. I'm sick. I ain't feeling good. I'm sounding a little horsey. That is how the case was dropped. We all know how the people from the play were able to get that information about Smyth, especially if you put two and two together. Since we already know that this man has been hurting boys since the 70s. I'm pretty sure some of these boys by the 80s, they were already old enough and they had some dirt on him already. So I'm pretty sure they brought that up. Don't mind me. Like I said, this is just part of my opinion. Now, this far to this video, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button, because if you do, it helps. When you like the video, it helps. Everything you do, when you comment, it really, really helps. I have to leave it here because after this is when he goes to Zimbabwe representing the Christian church. I mean, I guess you can say that he's always represented the church, especially since he went to St. Lawrence, schools such as St. Lawrence and all the other schools. I guess it makes sense. So I'm guessing he was just repeating a cycle that was given to him. But yet again, he was married. He was married since 68. This man, while he was doing all of this to these boys, he was married. Wow. I just can't. So subscribe and come back again tomorrow so I can talk about what happened in Zimbabwe, because he moved to Zimbabwe in 1984. So again, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. If you've gotten this far, hit that subscribe button, baby. I put about 3 no less than 3 videos a week. I do everything that I can. And yeah, subscribe so you can become a member of this village, because baby, you love this village. You appreciate this village because it takes a village. So with that being said, I'll see you guys on my next video. I can't wait to see what you guys gotta say. Bye.